Yo, it's your boy Taylor Grant. It's sunny out today. It's freaking beautiful. I'm loving it. It's probably about 75 degrees and sunny. Colorado's a great spot to be in. That light just changed. So I just wanted to talk about this concept that we're learning in the men's training program that we're in. And the concept is this, is every day you're building a box, or you're in a box that you have designed as a life. Some people might call it a prison. You just never know, right? But every single day you're inside this box. You wake up, you usually run the same routine, you usually eat the same thing for breakfast, see the same people at work, might go to the same 5 different places for lunch, take the same route home, eat the same dinner, see the same people in your house, whatever it might be, right? And really, we're running the same patterns over and over and over again. So the question then really is, how do you smash the box, okay? So every day you make a decision to stay stuck in that box that you're in today, or you were in yesterday, or you make a decision to smash the box and rise. You rise up, right? You rise up to create the life that you want. And sometimes this can be painful, okay? And that's part of the reason why I think a lot of people stay stuck in that same box. It is painful. You might realize that what you're doing and the decisions that you're making are maybe not the best decisions for the things that you want in your life. And you might realize that some of the people that are in your life don't get to be in your life on that next level. That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I've been struggling with that myself, letting go of a relationship that I was in for a long time, and just really trying to figure out, like, what is this next step? What is that going to mean? What does that actually look like? And how does that progress into something new, different, better, right? Because it's easy to hop into another relationship and not have what you want, right? So I have a list of non-negotiables, and I've created that. But every single day, I do a routine called the Core 4, and the Core 4 allows me to really see where I'm at for the beginning of the day and how I'm going to proceed for that next few hours and the next few steps of my day. Because really, I want to consciously create my day in a way that helps me smash the box so I can rise the next day, rise the next day. So we talk about it in a pretty straightforward, brutal way, which is, how do you murder the man that you were yesterday so you become the man that you need to be today, right? It's pretty gruesome kind of thinking about that, but really the old version. So I, right now, am in a transition between the old version of who I was into the new version of who I can become. And a good friend of mine reminded me yesterday, as I'm kind of like bouncing ideas off of him, I'm in a triggered state, wondering, like, should I send this email? Should I send this email? So I took a screenshot of it, I sent it to him, and he goes, bro, I don't think you should send that email. He goes, you're not that man anymore. You left that man behind. The new version of you, Taylor, is not that same version that is going to send the email that you want to send. That is not who you are now. And I really had to take a step back because I was in that triggered state, right? And I was like, you know what? You are absolutely right. I'm no longer that person. I no longer want to be associated with those actions and that energy. So I have to take a step back. I have to take a step out of what I am doing and what I am seeing and how I am feeling, and establish a calm nervous system that allows me to create what I want in my life. I could have sent that email yesterday and it would have not gotten me what I wanted. It it would not have gotten that. It would have entrenched me further in a situation that I did not want to be in. However, when I took a step back, right, that new version of me that is trying to let go of the old version, and that old version is pulling me back. It's trying to pull me down, trying to tell me, hey man, what are you doing? Why are you doing these things? How, like, you don't deserve to change. Who are you to make these changes in your life? And really over these last 6 weeks, I've just been up and down this roller coaster, and really it's just teaching me, like, dude, you are becoming the next best version of you. You are doing the things that you need to do and getting the things done that old version of you really isn't able to do. And right now it is really difficult because there's a lot of personal pain, but what I'm starting to see is the light at the end of the tunnel. It's real far out there, but I'm starting to see that light, and that light is showing me, like, there is hope. There is a next version of me that I can bring out and show that I truly have made the changes that I'm seeking to make to create the life that I'm seeking to create. And it's been amazing. Like, it's been a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-growth, a lot of development, and just wondering, like, okay, how do I do this? And how I do that is really just behaving in a way that kills my old patterns that kept me stuck in the old version of who I am. And so those habits that we create every day become patterns, and those patterns become actions, and those actions become our lives. The question is, do you have the life that you want? Is it getting you what you want? Are those actions getting you what you want in your life? And if they are, continue on, my friend. You are further down the path than most people. But if it's not getting you what you truly want in your life, you have to start thinking, right? Like, thoughts become habits and patterns and actions. So it starts here first, right? And so, like, it was really interesting that I sent my friend a text message of that screenshot and said, hey man, like, I really want to send this. And he called me, helped me calm my nervous system, just chill, and really realize, he asked me, he goes, what do you want? What do you truly want in the situation, Taylor? What do you want in the situation? Do you really want to create this conflict, or do you want to have peace? And I said, peace, absolutely. Do you think what you're going to send is going to create that peace within you? Probably not. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Probably not gonna do that, right? I'm just gonna guess. Probably not. And so he walked me through this process called walking the block. What do you truly want? What is the opposite of that story that you're telling yourself right now? What is the desired version of the story? Does the story you're telling yourself in your mind get you what you want in your life? What is happening in your mind creates itself and manifests itself in your life. The question is, are you doing the things that are required and necessary in your mind to then create with your hands and your heart to get you what you want in your life? Right? Like, that's really the ultimate question, is, are you getting what you want based on the stories that you're telling yourself? And if the answer is yes, continue to tell yourself those stories. If the answer is no, then you got to change your stories, right? And so my story today is I'm empowered, and I can tell you that I've had one hell of a morning. It's been fantastic. I've gotten a ton of stuff done and have been able to just kind of get over the hump of, like, okay, I got to get back into it, got to get back into it, got to get back into it. And now I'm back in it. So, my friends, I ask you this: are the stories that you're telling yourself in your mind creating what you want with your hands and your heart? If they are, awesome, continue on. If they're not, you really have to say, okay, how do I change these stories? And a lot of the times, changing the stories requires a little bit of work. For me, changing the stories requires stacking, something that we do in the Warrior's Way. It also requires meditation and journaling and breath work, like breathing. Like, breath work has changed my life. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live about a few of the breath work programs that I'm in, and just different breaths that you can take and do for yourself. So My friends, I ask you, where in your life do you need to change your stories? And can you change them today?